What to do when your purchase order is denied. Fixing a purchase order and change orders. This video will cover what to do when your purchase order is denied, how you can change your purchase order after it was sent for approval but before it's been dispatched, and later in the video, how to perform a change order to your purchase order after dispatch. Part 1. What to do when your purchase order is denied. No one likes seeing this. Your purchase order was denied. You got this email, and maybe now you don't know what to do, because you really do need to be able to get your purchase made. Your instinct may be to call up Unit Finance and demand answers, but it isn't necessarily Unit Finance who did the denying. And to give you answers, Unit Finance would go check Fiscal in the same way you can. Here's the easy process. You can click on the link in the email. It's also possible the denial message will appear under the flag in the top right corner of Fiscal, possibly under the Alerts button. Or you can go look up the PO itself. I'll take this third route and search for a denied purchase order that I want to find out about using the Add Update Purchase Order interface. Use the Find an Existing Value tab whenever you're searching for a purchase order. Enter the purchase order number that you're looking for. You can also enter your own name here in Buyer Name and change PO status to Denied if you want to see any purchase orders that list you as the buyer that have been denied that you need to address. Then click Search. You can see at the top, it says PO status is denied. Scroll down to the link right above the Save button that says View Approvals. On the approval page, I click this little arrow in front of the bar that says Denied. Here it will tell me what happened in this approval process. It was denied at level 2. Click the little arrow in front of the comments, and after Fiscal thinks about it, you'll have an explanation of why it has been denied. The person who denied it left this message explaining the problem. Now, if the comment says that the purchase order failed budget check, then there isn't enough money for you to make the purchase. There's really only one thing you can do. Go through the budget and look for loose change. See if you can make part of your purchase, removing some less critical items from your purchase to lower the dollar amount. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until there is more money in the budget. If the comment says instead that maybe your justification is missing, or your chart fields are incomplete, or something else is wrong with the data on the purchase order, well, that you can fix. If you read the comment and still don't understand what needs fixing, contact the person who denied your purchase order and left the comment. You can see their name right here at the top of the comment. Once you know what's wrong, you can go fix it. Okay, so you need to fix your denied purchase order. Or maybe just now you clicked to submit it for approval and realized, rats, I forgot to do blah, 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 blah. Not to worry, it can be fixed. You can make changes to your purchase order even after it has been submitted for approval, but before dispatching. Just go back into your purchase order and make the change you need. Save it again. Just saving it might be enough to trigger the purchase order to go back into the approval pool. If it doesn't, click the little green checkbox at the top of the purchase order to submit it manually, just as you initially did when you made the purchase order and sent it for approval. If you did already submit your purchase order for approval, or maybe it even has been approved, but you need to change it, That's okay, as long as you haven't dispatched it yet. Fiscal will detect if the change you made is big enough to require resubmitting for approval, and most of the time, Fiscal will toss it back into the approval pool all by itself. In fact, it seems that Fiscal really likes tossing purchase orders back into the approval pool, and you might not even be aware that it has done it. Okay, but what about a problem after the purchase order has been dispatched? After dispatching, you can no longer just go back and modify your purchase order. You must do a change order instead. This really isn't that hard, and I'll show you how. Just as before, you'll search for the purchase order in question. I'll just go look up one of my dispatched purchase orders. This is what you'll see. The purchase order status says dispatched. Right beside that is this blue triangle. It's actually the Greek letter delta, which is commonly used to symbolize change. Click it to make your purchase order editable again. The little blue triangle will go away. You'll note that some things you can't change, such as the supplier, acquisition type, and acquisition method. So if there's a problem with those things, you cannot fix them in this process. In that case, you must cancel the purchase order, which is done using the little red X, and then you'll need to make a new purchase order with the correct data. But if it's not those things, and you're going ahead with changing the purchase order, you click the blue triangle and make your changes. When you're done making whatever changes you need to make, click Save. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a purchase order that needs changing right now. This one doesn't need to be changed, so I can't show you a live example where I make changes and save. But I can show you some screen grabs of what will happen. Once you click Save, you'll get this pop-up box that will appear saying, "Hey, we noticed you changed stuff. Explain yourself." Use the magnifying glass here by the reason code to pick a topic or a reason for your change. You'll get some options like these. The best option might end up being Other, but if it's one of these other ones, you can choose them instead. Select the reason that you have for making your purchase order change. And then if you did take Other, you can write a comment that explains exactly what you needed to change. Then you'll click OK. You'll see your purchase order has gone back to the pending approval stage. And now you wait for approval again. Then once it's approved, you'll dispatch the purchase order again. Be sure to get rid of your old dispatched purchase order PDF from the wrong version that you initially made and save the new one because you'll need it later. And that's it.